What's up, you guys? Welcome to the January 12th edition of NBA 3-Ball, presented by Establish the Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher. Getting ready to talk some Monday action and some NBA news. Go ahead and hit our thumbs up, please. Hope you're subscribing, and any comments would be appreciated. Let's get to the news, and let's start with the Miami Heat today playing the 76ers. The Sixers coming off a back-to-back. Talk about how they did shortly. But it looks like the Heat may only have 9 guys at most. A lot of guys are out. Headlined by Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, missing their key players besides really Duncan. So let's get into who starts here, right? If we're trying to figure that out, assuming this game goes, which we hope it does. But you know Hero's going to start. You know Duncan Robinson's going to start. Probably assume Kelly Olynyk starts, and then I think Precious Achiuwa starts, especially in this matchup, and probably lean Gabe Vincent to start next to Hero in the backcourt with a bench of Andre Iguodala, Max Strus, Chris Silva, and Myers Leonard. And I mean, that's a rotation, and they can make do with that. It's mostly, they're going to be really thin at forward. So Precious will probably play quite a bit. Hero's obviously going to be really, really busy against a lot of kind of backup players with the Sixers. Olynyk's going to chuck. So this team has a rotation. Hopefully it goes. And then these postponements, they're necessary, but it sure makes it tough to project and, for me, write matchups when we don't know who's even playing. The Mavs also have reportedly 4 positive tests. I mean, if they're having trouble getting 8 guys out there when there's 1 or 2 positive tests for contact tracing, the game got postponed today, Monday, and you gotta at least think that it gets postponed again with so many people testing positive and contact tracing on those guys. So really tough spot. I hope we could see the Mavs out there soon, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them need another game postponed, and obviously hopefully everyone's okay. Nothing else too new on the news. We kind of assumed DeMar DeRozan was going to be out, so let's talk some basketball on a pretty interesting Monday slate. A lot of blowouts with the Suns getting smacked by the Russ Westbrook-less Wizards. And after the game, interesting comments from Coach Monty Williams. He said he's going to look at the starting lineup. He said he doesn't like how this team's communicating. And, I mean, really, you'd think the first thing you would think would be, oh, hey, Cameron Johnson's playing great. Just take Jay Crowder out. I don't know, man. I honestly think it might be DeAndre Ayton. He's playing poorly. He's not as aggressive. Interestingly, he only had 7 dunks on the year, way down from last year. Only has 1 alley-oop make on the year. Significantly not even close to where he was last year. He's only getting 44% of his shots at the rim. That's down from 63% last year. Only 1.7 points per game as a roll man. That's down from 3.8 last year. So, I mean, honestly, it makes a lot of sense to put Dario out there, to me, and cut back on Ayton, who's been horrible. I mean, I'm not pressing the panic button, but, I mean, you got to feel nervous about drafting Ayton, especially after last year with the suspension, and we don't really know how he responded to that. And he's had some questionable takes, saying that his goal is to play for a second NBA contract. So, I mean, I'm a little nervous about Ayton. Booker's going to be fine. Bridges is going to be fine. And I think Cam Johnson and Jay Crowder will still be able to coexist together, even with Mikal eating up most of the playing time. Wizards got the win. Obviously, Bradley Beal, no surprise, crushed 34, 8, and 9. Look, he's going to dominate. He even got out there basically in garbage time because Scott Brooks really wanted to get the win. And Robin Lopez got big minutes, semi-revenge game. And we thought he was going to, given the matchup against Ayton. So I think that fast start that we saw him have is a little misleading. So I like him, okay, but I still don't think he's going to be a really reliable guy. Mo Wagner was pretty decent off the bench. And we also saw that Davis Bertans killed them with threes. And he said it after the game that he's finally 100% too. So great to see that, and really not much else to take away from this game. Howell Neto, great game from Howell Neto, actually. It's a pretty good takeaway. He's got it kind of locked down with Russ Westbrook missing the rest of the week with a bruised quad, if you missed that. Knicks may have got the Sega Baba and a loss to the Hornets on the back-to-back. I mean, you run this tight rotation on a back-to-back, you're going to get burned. Hornets played great. Talk about them in a second. Rivers got the start for Reggie Bullock, played big minutes as well, had a tough time defensively on Gordon Hayward. And Alfred Payton's kind of been fine. Nothing really going on here. And Kevin Knox was really the surprise. And the Hornets give up a lot of open threes on the wings to guys. So that explains it. So props to anybody who played Kevin Knox in a pinch here in DFS. Emmanuel Quickley, I thought was going to be the guy that would take advantage of the matchup. Didn't happen. He missed everything from three, but we'll see what happens with Bullock. Assume it's back to back. Wouldn't really have too much to take away from this one. 6-5 Charlotte Hornets, pretty much led by Gordon Hayward, had 28 in the first half, finished with 34. Just abused Austin Rivers in this one. It was too easy for him. Getting on the line more. He's really been playing great, especially when he has good matchups. LaMelo Ball, man, continues to fill the stat sheet. 14 boards. James Borrego said he has a knack for the ball. He had 3 steals. I mean, this guy just stuffs the stat sheet like, more than his brother. Devontae Graham had a good game. PJ Washington, a little disappointing, but he's getting opportunities to shoot. Still getting 20 minutes at the 5, as Biyombo hasn't really kind of run away with it. We'll see if Cody Zeller comes back and makes an impact, but yeah, good win for the Hornets. He's got a real big road win. Tyus Jones continues to handle the ball great. Taylor Jenkins said that Tyus' on-ball defense has been fantastic, and he loved how he gets his teammates involved. He likes him in switching defense, too, so I wonder if Tyus could carve out a role when John Morant comes back, because he's been so good. This big lineup, he likes it. He's run with it every time. We've seen he wants to play with Xavier Tillman, loves his communication on defense, saw some defensive stats, so obviously you're not going to count on him, but deep league stream, maybe punt play if you're looking at garbage time. Dylan Brooks chucks as usual, and yeah, we still can't find enough minutes for Melton, with Grayson Allen kind of getting in the mix, and we saw some Tim Frazier in there too. So yeah, but we've got a pretty good feel for this rotation until John Morant gets back. To the Cavs, Colin Sexton late scratch ankle again, second time in as many weeks. He was apparently supposed to go as of the national anthem, but JB Bickerstaff found out he would not be available, and yeah, it's rough. Looked like he was going to be back after missing some time, but we saw Damian Dotson get some run. Isaac Okoro, pretty good game overall. I thought he defended Dylan Brooks really well, had 3 steals, had a bucket taken away from him. That came a little bit after the shot clock under review. Obviously, Drummond's just a beast. Jetty Osman and Larry Nance continue to fill their roles really well. And JaVale's producing, and we mock him, but he's been pretty valuable, especially with even just double big lineups, and just this team just needs bodies. We saw Yogi Ferrell. The boo-boo Cavs backcourt got Yogi out there, so good game from him. Easy win for the Bucks. Not really much to say besides Bobby Portis continues to crush in his bench role. Budenholzer says he likes him next to Giannis or Brook Lopez, and he's fit great in that role. Drew Holiday is supposed to get more involved today. Didn't really have it today, but he's doing more in the stat sheet. He's been really good as far as expectations go, and Chris Middleton just continues to crush. The Magic, Steve Clifford made 2 good points before this game. He said Aaron Gordon's going to handle the ball. He did a lot. 8 assists, 21 points. He's going to be really good as long as he's active on the court. Watch the hamstring. James Ennis returned. Didn't look great. What else is new? And the other point that Clifford made was he's going to feed Vooch. He says it gives him the best chance to win 25 shots in 32 minutes. He's going to get heavy usage for this Magic team as they look for offensive answers. Sixers got smacked. Embiid was great, obviously, and so was Tyrese Maxey. We should have Ben Simmons back, but I just want to talk some Hawks. And John Collins, all 7 of his shots came from the field. Interestingly, 34% of his shots have been at the rim with Capella versus 56% without him. So you can see there's a big change there. Only a 10 rebound percent with Capella versus only a 14.7 usage rate, both significantly down. So as we expected, man, this Clint Capella stuff's really affecting him. And Trae Young, a great game from him. And Lloyd Pierce said after the game that getting him downhill was everything. His change of pace was everything. So they kind of fixed him. And they even changed the position for where he was getting screened. So, I mean, again, this is Trae Young's offense, and it was only a matter of time before he snapped out of it. Raptors drop a tough one against the Blazers. Looked like they had it, but couldn't come up with it late. Pascal Siakam just dominated, triple-double. He's been great without a center. 21, 14, and 6 per 36 over 53-minute sample. That's going to go up with this output today. And Boucher off the bench, man, 32 minutes. He is just icing out Alex Len and Aaron Baines. Boucher is in a great spot. Norm, man, can't do it. I think I'm done with Norm, you guys. Jusuf Nurkic hurt his quad and did not return. It's a bruise. Hopefully he's okay. They went small to finish with Robert Covington, and Carmelo Anthony made really big plays late. CJ is just balling. Apparently the Browns being good is why. Kidding. And then obviously Dame's a baller. But yes, they've only used that Rocco at the 5 lineup for 6 minutes, so that would be good for him if Nurk misses time. And then Harry Giles would also be in the mix. Kings, big win. Not much going on with the Pacers with the 4 studs smashing, but the Mansion, Rich Holmes, baller. 6 blocks, 16 and 10, career high on the 6 blocks. Harry B got really hot on offense. De'Aaron Fox closed it out. Halliburton got some closing minutes and filled up the stat sheet in different places. They're fun, man. They're really fantasy relevant too, as we see all these guys make impacts. And man, this Holmes icing out Mr. Whiteside, who got some time against these double bigs. Rashawn Holmes is just ready to go here. So you guys take care. Catch you tomorrow.